Welcome. This is the State and Local Government Committee meeting a little new environs of the Taxation Committee today to consider a nomination by the governor for the appointment to the State Civil Service Appeals Board. Just want to go through it. Basic protocol in these hearings. This is a public hearing at the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government for the purpose of considering the nomination by the governor of Mr. Jared Mills of Augusta for appointment to the State Civil Service Appeals Board. Under the law and rules of the joint rules of the legislature, this committee is required to hold this public hearing and to recommend confirmation or denial of the nominee by a majority vote of the committee members present and voting. As chair of the committee, we will then send written notice of the committee's recommendation to the president of the Senate. The committee will hear testimony from and have an opportunity to question the governor or a representative, the nominee, and any other persons present who wish to speak for or against the nomination. Persons testifying at the public hearing today are advised that the hearing is live streamed and may be seen and heard by persons watching online, and that a recording of the meeting will be archived. Pursuant to Title III, Section 157 of the Maine statutes, which requires there be an affirmative motion to recommend confirmation of the nominee, the chair recognizes Representative Gramlich. And are you moving that the Joint Standing Committee confirm the appointment of Jared Mills of Augusta to the State Civil Service Appeals Board?
So moved, Mr. Chair, but I'm wondering if we might want to do committee introductions.
Yes.
Okay.
But you have moved it.
I have moved it.
Okay. So thank you for that. Thank you. So we're gonna, Representative Toole, we will start with committee introductions. I apologize for seeing that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Will Toole. I represent House District 10 down in central and eastern Washington County.
I'm Joseph Underwood from Central Ulster County, District 5. Nice to be here this afternoon.
Representative Adams, I represent the beautiful towns of Acton, Lebanon, and District 144. Thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. I'm Kim Pomelo. I represent Standish, which is House 85.
Good afternoon, Wayne Farron from Jefferson, and also represent Alna, Wiscasset, and Whitefield, all in Lincoln County.
I am Representative Dave Rollins from House District 59, which is right here in the west side of Augusta.
Good afternoon. My name is Lynn Copeland, and I'm proud to represent House District 130, which is beautiful Stockholm.
You're over here. Sorry.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lori Gramlich, and I represent House District 131, which is the lovely seaside community of Old Orchard Beach, and I am also proud to serve as the Assistant House Majority Leader.
Hi there, I'm Sue Salisbury, represent House District 128, which is part of Westbrook.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. My name is Randall Greenwood. I proudly represent my friends and neighbors in Litchfield, Monmouth, and my hometown of Wales in both Androscoggin and Kennebec counties.
Okay, and I'm Joe Baldacci. I represent District 9, which is the city of Bangor and the town of Herman. We have a motion on the table. Copy of the statutory requirements for this position is available for the public to see at the rostrum. Chair now recognizes Marian Turowski for the purpose of making a representative of the governor making a statement concerning the nomination. Did you guys get your food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Senator Baldacci, Representative Salisbury, and esteemed members of the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government. My name is Marian Turowski, and I'm a Senior Policy Advisor for Governor Mills. I'm here on behalf of the governor to speak in support of her nomination of Jared Mills of Augusta for appointment to the Maine Civil Service Appeals Board.
Thank you.
The Maine Civil Service Appeals Board is a quasi-judicial body established to hear appeals from non-union employees of the Maine Civil Service system. The board is composed of 5 members with experience in personnel management or labor relations. No more than 3 members of the board may be of the same political party, and no member may be a state employee. Oh, the current members of the board are, and I didn't complete that. I could tell you that Arthur Karikos and Avery Day are currently members of the board. They are both Republicans. Jared Mills can speak more about his affiliation, but he is unenrolled. And Susan Herman is a Democrat. We have one vacancy remaining that should we reconvene in the fall, we will bring forward a nomination at that time. Jared Mills of Augusta is a graduate of St. Aslam College with a degree in criminal justice and holds an MPA from the University of Maine. He has also graduated from the FBI National Academy and received a certificate in executive leadership from Harvard Kennedy School. He has spent the entirety of his professional career working for the city of Augusta, beginning as a police officer and being promoted regularly until serving as chief of police from 2018 to 2023. While still serving as chief of police, he was named Augusta's assistant city manager. And in April of 2024, he was named city manager. In addition to his work in Augusta, he has been an adjunct professor in criminal justice at Thomas College and now at UMA in local government and municipal administration, and has served on numerous boards and committees. Jared Mills' extensive experience in municipal government as both an employee and a manager will add a valuable perspective to the Civil Service Appeals Board. On behalf of Governor Mills, I urge you to support his nomination, and I'd be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ms. Tarosky. It's really not a question, but it may be my only opportunity before the end. And I just wanted to thank you for your service over the many years, both in this job and a previous one. It's very much appreciated.
Well, thank you so much, Representative Toole. That's quite kind of you.
Is the nominee related to the governor?
I don't believe so. He is saying no.
Okay. I don't think we have any more questions.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Representative Copeland? The chair now recognizes Mr. Jared Mills for the purpose of making a statement concerning his nomination. Oh, you're gonna make this.
I'd like to just speak.
It's gonna get to the part of you speaking for and again.
Okay.
Why we do this, and then I will recognize people. Jared, thank you for coming and thank you for your public service.
Thank you very much. Senator Baldacci, Representative Salisbury, and members of the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government. My name is Jared Mills from the city of Augusta, and I'm deeply honored to have been nominated and excited at the prospect of serving on the State of Maine Civil Service Appeals Board. With nearly 30 years of public service experience, including a 25-year career in law enforcement, I've served both in a union and non-union capacity in subsequent leadership roles as the assistant manager, human resource director, and now the city manager. I bring a deep and balanced understanding of public sector employment systems. I've negotiated collective bargaining agreements, administered personnel policies, adjudicated grievances, overseen classifications and compensation structures, and ensured organizational compliance with state and local employment law. This background gives me a practical insight into both employee and management perspective, along with extensive experience in fair decision-making, policy administration, and transparent reporting to elected officials. Together, these operational labor relations and executive level human resource experiences align directly with the responsibilities of the State Civil Service Appeals Board and support its mission to provide impartial, consistent, and legally grounded resolutions of personnel matters. I'm an active member of the International City and County Management Association, the ICMA, the Maine Town and City and County Management Association, the MTCMA, Muskie School Advisory Board, and the Maine Municipal Association Legislative Policy Committee. As a person who has spent my career in civil service, I truly believe I have decades of experience to offer your board. And I want to thank you all for your service to our great state, and I appreciate your consideration of my nomination.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Mills, for being here today. As you know, one of the requirements that we have is to make sure that there's it's 3 members of the board may not be from the same political party. So I'm going to ask for your political affiliation and if there have been any changes in that status in the last 5 years.
I am currently unenrolled, and I believe I'll just say to be on the safe side, within the last 5 years, there has been a change. When I became the assistant city manager, I became unenrolled. I was a Republican before that, following in my father's footsteps.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
First, are there anyone present who wishes to speak in favor of the motion? Come forward. Please speak over.
I just wanted to let everybody know, if you haven't seen, there's an email from Bill Brigio, and he said to feel free to share this. And it's quite an accolade, so I'll be fast. He's an excellent candidate, mature, fair, experienced in civil service matters. His application form understates his qualifications. I've been his professional mentor since I approved his hiring as a 23-year-old Augusta patrol officer. I appointed him as chief, and when I retired and my assistant city manager became the city manager, she appointed Jared as ACM/Human Resources Director. 2 years later, when she retired, the council appointed Jared as city manager, waiving the customary search process. At some point, about the time he was a police lieutenant, I encouraged Jared to get his master's in public policy at USM, and he did so. For many years, I taught 2 courses at UMA as an adjunct professor in municipal administration and state and local politics. When I retired, Jared took over teaching those courses, and the dean at UMA says he's doing a great job at that. Jared is a devoted husband and father to 2 college-age daughters. He's active on a number of civic boards, and his wife just finished chairing the annual United Way campaign for Kennebec Valley. He could go on. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Copeland. And Representative Bronze.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So full disclosure, I know Jared pretty well. During the time that Bill was actively mentoring Jared, I was either on the city council and then very shortly the mayor. So watching him develop from a police officer into chief of police, I had a front row seat. He's a level-headed, fair, under control, great leader, has full respect of all the men that worked for him. He was a natural for us to look to see that in the succession of Mr. Brigio retiring, who would you want to replace him? And it was pretty much unanimous that we'd like to see if Jared would be interested. He's totally community involved and committed, and there were complications to work out. Hence, he served as a human resources manager for a couple of years before being appointed to the city manager. But he's truly everything a community want for a leader, either being chief of police or a city manager, and we're honored and lucky to have him. But the coolest thing about him is that he had a side gig, he had a side hustle. And Jared's a goaltender. And he's such a good goaltender that he schleps his hockey gear into a bag and goes and sits at Boston Garden off the ice as the 3rd goaltender for the Bruins, an emergency goaltender. That's a true story. God bless, he never got in a game. I swear. I highly recommend Jared Mills for this position.
Jared, you don't need to respond to those comments. That's fine. Any other?
The retired Bruins. Ray Moore.
Oh, okay, great. Great. Any other questions or comments? Okay, yes, Representative Copeland.
There we go. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question for the candidate. One thing that's of particular interest to me is equal rights for all people.
Mhm.
And I would like to hear your opinion on that.
Certainly, that is something that I've had to navigate, my entire career, certainly becoming, a police officer. That's one of the staples of your training is equal rights for all, and there's extensive training in that. So early on in my career, I started with a city in 1998. That was ingrained, and certainly before that as a human being itself. But from my professional career on, that is absolutely, positively paramount to my operations.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else wish to speak in favor of the nomination? Seeing no one approach, is there anyone who wishes to speak against the nomination? Seeing no one approach, is there anyone else who wishes to speak on the nomination? Okay, seeing no one approach, all public comments having been taken, if anyone else has any motion. All public comments now having been taken, the committee will now proceed as follows. Review any additional written comments on the nomination that have been received by the committee, and then vote on the nomination, notify the president pursuant to Title III, MRSA Section 157, and the joint rules. The vote must be taken within 35 days from the date of the governor's written notice. The hearing of the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government for Mr. Jared Mills of Augusta for appointment to the State Civil Service Appeals Board is now closed. In accordance with the law, the committee may not take the vote on this nomination sooner than 15 minutes after the close of the public hearing unless all committee members who are present agree. At this time, therefore, the chair will inquire whether any member present objects to proceeding to take the vote immediately. Is there anyone that objects to taking it immediately? Okay, if there is no objection, then the pending question before the committee is that the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government recommend to the State Senate of the 132nd Maine Legislature that the nomination of Mr. Jared Mills of Augusta for appointment to the State Civil Service Appeals Board be confirmed. In accordance with 3 MRSA Chapter 6, Section 157, and with the joint rules of the 132nd Legislature, the vote will be taken by the yeas and nays. A vote of yes will be in favor of recommending confirmation. A vote of no will be against the motion to recommend confirmation. Is the committee ready for the question? The committee clerk will call the roll.
Representative Toole,
Oh,
Yes.
Representative Toole, yes. Representative Underwood,
Yes.
Representative Underwood, yes. Representative Adams.
Yes.
Representative Adams, yes. Representative Pomelo,
Yes.
Representative Pomelo, yes. Representative Greenwood,
Yes.
Representative Greenwood, yes. Representative Martin, Representative Martin is absent. Oh, sorry, Senator Martin, Senator Martin is absent. Senator Baldacci,
yes.
Senator Baldacci, yes. Representative Salisbury,
Yes.
Representative Salisbury, yes. Representative Gramlich,
Yes.
Representative Gramlich, yes. Senator Beebe Center is absent. Sorry, this is a little bit out of order than usual. Representative Copeland.
Yes.
Representative Copeland, yes. Representative Rollins.
Yay.
Representative Rollins, yay. Representative Farren.
Yay.
Representative Farren, yay. Of the members present, which is 11 out of 13, the vote is unanimous, yes.
Sorry. So it is the vote of the Joint Standing Committee on State and Local Government that the nomination of Mr. Jared Mills of Augusta for appointment to the State Civil Service Appeals Board be confirmed. Is there any other matters to come before the committee? Yes. Representative Greenwood. Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Actually, there is one matter that I would like to bring to the committee's attention. I will defer.
Thank you, Representative Greenwood. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Mills. And we appreciate you being willing to be on this appeals board. You're certainly welcome to stay while we talk about a matter, but congratulations.
Now we recognize Representative Greenwood.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair, and I apologize for bringing a matter before the committee. During our language review on LD 695, I noticed something that was not intended to be in Report B. And I spoke with Kristen. I've asked her to be here. And so this affects Representative Greenwood, Representative Pomelo, Representative Adams, Representative Underwood, and Senator Martin's Report B. The issue that I had with this report was it was never our intent that an analyst one position be created. It was assumed, at least by myself and my side, that the portion of duties that they would be doing would be absorbed within existing resources. Obviously, we expected a fiscal note for the portion of the training courses for both members of the legislature as well as their immediate family who live with them. But we never imagined that there was a need for a analyst position totaling a fiscal note of $68,050. So I would ask that we direct our analysts to bring that back if that's our intent, which it's my intent and our intent, that we eliminate that financial piece. Again, we have no issue with the other portion of the fiscal note, but it was just the personnel count. And I would ask if maybe Kristen would confirm that if there's anything else needed.
Thank you very much. No, I think that's the only information that I needed. It sounds like your intent is for me to draft according to that directive, and I can proceed accordingly.
Okay. Do we need to take a vote? I don't think we need to take a vote on that. Okay.
No, not necessary, as
Okay.
long as that clarification was made.
Okay. Is there anything else to come before the committee, Kristen?
No matters from me, Mr. Chair, but
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other matters to discuss? Seeing none, I see a motion to adjourn. So